Psalm 91. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God, in Him I will trust. Surely He shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the perilous pestilence. He shall cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you shall take refuge. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. You shall not be afraid of the terror by night, nor of the arrow that flies by day, nor of the pestilence that walks in darkness, nor of the destruction that lays waste at noonday. 1,000 may fall at your side, and 10,000 at your right hand, but it shall not come near you. Only with your eyes shall you look and see the reward of the wicked. Because you have made the Lord, who is my refuge, even the Most High, your dwelling place. No evil shall befall you, nor shall any plague come near you, your dwelling. For He shall give His angels charge over you, to keep you in all your ways. In their hands they shall bear you up, lest you dash your foot against a stone. You shall tread upon the lion and the cobra, the young lion and the serpent you shall trample underfoot. Because He has set His love upon me, therefore I will deliver him. I will set him on high, because he has known my name. He shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. With long life I will satisfy him and show him my salvation.
Hi, my name is Grant Abraham. I'm the leader of the United Party of Canada, and you are watching His Glory TV.
And we want to welcome all of His Glory Nation from east to west to north to south. Welcome to today's Take 5. We have my friend Artur Pawlowski today, the Lion pastor from Canada. I remember the story, him standing up against all the craziness in Canada. And we had that experience here in the United States under the Biden administration. We're not out of this at all. So Artur Pawlowski is going to tell us about a story, what they're fighting in Canada. And we pray for our brothers and sisters in Canada. I personally have many friends in Canada. His Glory Nation reaches many in Canada, and our heart goes out. Keep on stepping forward in the name of Jesus. Breakthrough is coming. All right, we're going to bring in Artur Pawlowski in just a moment. First is Kingdom Fuel. We got to fuel up for the battle that's ahead of us. We're not out of the woods yet. So let's get the Kingdom Fuel. Full meal replacement, 25 vitamins and minerals, reds and greens. Look at that compared to the junk food that they want to stuff us with. 66 grams in Chick-fil-A. We're only supposed to have 60 grams in the whole day. It's where Kingdom Fuel comes in. 2 scoops, $3.80. 1 scoop, $1.90. And it's putting great nutrition in your body. Also, if you want to try it, we have a trial pack. There it is, vanilla chocolate. Get the recipe. I'm partial to my wife's recipe because it is off the chart. It's like having a chocolate shake that is good for you. The best steak I've ever had delivered to my house. It is great. Use promo code HisGlory for $20 off your first order. American, Texas, no junk in it. Good stuff. The hamburger's off the chart as well. A Christian Patriot organization. Let's support. That's why we've come up with a kingdom economy. Luxury for cause. Donate your high-end items to support His Glory Ministry. Mission to bring 1 billion souls to Christ. We're accepting high-end bags, jewelry, clothing. If you feel the tug on your heart to donate, go to hisglory.me. Donate. Scan the QR code. We can't do it without you to reach 1 billion souls for our King of Kings. And guess what? The Lord spoke to me again this last weekend. We will hit 1 billion souls in His name for His glory. Not my glory, His glory. All right, Lindell TV on His Glory. We are live at Mike Lindell's event. Chris Burgard sent me some photos that will videos that will get up on our network of rioting starting to happen in Denver. Again, this is coming to the day. This might be the last day before the jury goes in. So prayers up for Mike Lindell. Support Mike in any way possible. You'll be able to see this live stream, Lindell TV on His Glory. Go to channel 3, hisglory.me, live news on our website, and you'll be able to see this live, and we'll get updates from Chris on the ground with Mike Lindell. All right, those are all the announcements. It's time for Pastor Artur Pawlowski. There you are. How are you, my friend?
Good morning, Dave. Good morning. You know, a lot of people may be asking in the United States of America, why talk about Canada? Why this is important? Well, that's why I reached to you, because I believe it's very important what is happening in Canada. I mean, we are intertwined nations. And also we have to understand that Canada and United States of America were established in the same manner. The people, the pilgrims that came to North America went to their knees and they declared this land to be God's land. In other words, they gave this land to God and they invited him to be the ruler, to be the King of Kings over this land. So what is happening in Canada, it's very important, and it should concern American people. We have Chinese soldiers being trained in Alberta and British Columbia. We got pilots flying our planes right here. So lots of Americans are focusing on the southern border, and rightfully so. There is a problem there, but not a lot of Americans are looking north, and the enemy is brewing right here, spiritually and physically. We just had a federal election, Dave, and from bad to worse, they have established, because we had a rigged election, of course, just like you had a few years ago, and they have, the globalists, established their puppet right here in Canada. Carney, this is the guy that destroyed the Bank of England. This is the guy that destroyed a British economy, moved to Canada, helped our own Trudeau, the son of the Castro, as we call him, the Caligula, Trudeau, Justin Trudeau, helped him to destroy Canada. Didn't succeed quite yet, so moved to New York for a number of years. And then suddenly, so this guy was not even living in Canada, so suddenly he was, in quote, elected to be the prime minister. And he, Dave, is finishing us off. Why, again, this should concern American people? Because if Canada falls, let's say, as we call it, Chinada, if the Chinese forces will come and occupy Canada, you're going to have an enemy right across the border. And I know that your president, Donald J. Trump, he knows what is going on. He knows the players. He has a great intel, and he's a very extremely smart man. So that's why he is saying certain things, kind of trying to communicate in a simple way a message to the Canadian people. Hey, are you paying attention? Because I know, and it looks like you don't know what's really going on. Canadians, are you paying attention? So I just wanted to update my American brothers and sisters about what's going on in Canada.
Yeah, that's so true. We have a couple generals from former generals in Canada that I'm pretty close with, really close with one of them, and he sends me this intel, and that the worst of the worst terrorists coming into the United States are coming from the northern border, not the southern border. So you're absolutely right. And he said the same thing about all these Chinese troops in Canada.
Yeah, and there is more, right? Donald Trump, the president, was talking about fentanyl. Well, do you know that in Vancouver, only 1% of the ships that are coming to Canada are inspected? 1%. So 99% of the boats, the ships that are coming to our shores are left alone. I mean, can you imagine what's inside those ships? Well, no one knows, but God knows.
Yeah, that's now coming out public, the No King that's tied to this event on June 14th, which is President Trump's birthday, where he wants to do a parade in Washington, D.C. This is, I think, over 100 cities in the United States right now. Chris Burgard is he's in Denver, Colorado right now, covering the Mike Lindell trial for His Glory. They started rioting last night, so it is bubbling up. My intel sources said it would start the 11th, which I think is today, and then it would peak on the 14th, and that's why Marines are in L.A., and more National Guard and more Marines are on standby, and you're absolutely right. We got to cut off what's coming in from Canada and help our brothers and sisters in Canada, too.
Yeah, you're being surrounded right now. And you know why America, right? It's a great eagle. Remember those years ago when I was still, imprisoned and arrested in and out of jail. I remember, and I'll never forget that, when I boarded the plane And I prayed to God and I said, God, what do you have for American people? What do you want me to tell them? And here is what he said. I'm sure you remember. He said, tell this great American eagle that it's time for that eagle to rise up once again and start flapping its wings. So that means you've done it before and it's time for you to do it again. And the message is not changing. God is speaking to the American people. Hey, be vigilant and do not go back to sleep. This is not the time for kumbaya and cruising around. Just because you won a major fight doesn't mean the war is won. This is just the beginning. You've got 4 years, so 3.5, to finish the enemies. If you don't do it, listen to me, my brothers and sisters, if you don't finish the enemy, if you don't finish the uncircumcised Philistines, they will come back after you, and not just after you, they will come back after your children and your grandchildren. This is not the time to go and kumbaya. Life is good. Let's go back to our businesses and let's go back to our restaurants. And, here in Canada, it's hockey. Over there, it's football. It's time to push as hard as we all possibly can in spirit and in flesh as well. Be vigilant, organized, build communities, because what's coming your way, it's already here in Canada, and that's what I want to talk about. Pastors being arrested repeatedly right now all over this country. Freedom of religion attacked, freedom of expression, freedom of speech under attack. Canada is falling just like UK.
Wow. A few years ago, before this COVID-19, and you stepping up like a lion against being arrested for opening up your church during COVID and nonsense like that. We never thought it would hit Canada, let alone the United States of America, but it did, and they're coming back. And if we don't stand for such a time as this, it'll be over, like you said. It's interesting. You said the eagle will rise again. The parade, the head of the parade is 1776 on the train, bringing all the weaponry to the Washington, D.C. So this is our 7th.
I don't know about you, but I have to have that cup of coffee in the morning. And Kingdom Cup is mold-free, it is pesticide-free, and it is organic. It's got this flavor that is delicious. You don't even have to put cream or sweetener in it.
And it's Kingdom Cup with a K, right? So this is important. 50% of all coffee at least contains mold. And this is a key thing. That's in bean form, right? So you're going to be a little grinder. They're just a few bucks. Grind it up, put it in your maker, and make it. Why did we go with the bean form, the whole bean? Because ultimately the powder form is the one that gathers the most moisture. And that means the more potential mold development. So this is actually organic, mold-free, certified. It's got a little certificate with it. That's important because ultimately people drink coffee. It's cultural. And so we tried to meet the culture where it is and create a healthy alternative.
President Trump has a bold new vision to help secure America's future through the power of cryptocurrency. Partnering with pioneers like Elon Musk, he's turning crypto into the next frontier of financial freedom. But how can you advance your retirement in this digital age? Introducing Block Trust IRA, the world's first AI-driven platform designed to help your cryptocurrency investments thrive. Thousands of retirees nationwide are already securing their futures with Block Trust IRA and receive up to $2,500 in funding bonuses. The experts in accelerating wealth retirement.
And we're back with my friend Artur Pawlowski. You called me the other day, talked about this story. I think that's a great time to talk about this story, what's happening in Canada. And you lived it, you went through it. It's just absolutely brutal. Whoever would think that somebody that stands up for Christ preaching the gospel. But the Bible told us these events would happen. I'll let you take it from here, Artur, and explain what happened. And it is happening.
Yeah. It is happening. The story is a shocker because it happened to me. Of course, I was in solitary confinement. I was kept in metal cages, as you know. Remember, I wrote the book about this whole craziness, Lions Do Not Bow. And I would think that after us launching a lawsuit against what they've done to me, they locked me in psych ward, as you remember. They kept me in max spot for the most dangerous terrorists. And of course, you got to remember for what? What did I do? Well, I gave a sermon to hurting Canadians, to farmers and truckers during the truck convoy. And I was picked up and charged with terrorism and mischief over 5,000. I faced 12 and a half years of imprisonment. I was locked like an animal and treated like an animal, shackled and penguin marched, the whole 9 yards. They've done it. And I thought after this was done and made an international news, it was a big story, they would just let it go. But no, they're hunting down Christians in Canada right now. And the president, Donald Trump, needs to know with whom he is dealing, because the province of Alberta is called a conservative government, but it is the conservative government under the leadership of Danielle Smith that is hunting down Christians. She appointed a Muslim minister of justice, in quote, a Muslim minister of justice that is very proud of his Islamic faith, and he is literally hunting down anyone, political dissidents, anyone that dares to oppose the regime. So my friend, another pastor, Derek Reimer, he was the whistleblower against the pedophilia and grooming of the children. He had a 90 seconds conversation with the managers saying, listen, $100,000 is going to your facility. She runs a public library, and there are men dressed as women playing dress up with little children, toddlers, and 5, 6, 7 years or young children, and that's not right. 90 seconds, peaceful conversation. He got arrested, assaulted, thrown into the ground, taken from his home, and he was charged with criminal harassment and other nonsense. Eventually, a crooked judge convicted him of criminal harassment because he dared to talk to the manager of that facility peacefully. I mean, if I was talking to that lady, I would be screaming bloody murder. I would be screaming Nazis. But Derek Reimer is a Canadian, and Canadians are so much polite. So he was very polite. He says, just we don't disagree with what you're doing in, with our money on a public ground. And for that, he was sentenced for 3 years, 1 year of house arrest and 2 years probation. And he appealed the decision, and every single time that he was being dragged to the court, what we did, because you got to remember, Dave, the same thing they did for me. It was people like you and others who fought for my life when I was being hunted down like a wild tail. So we're doing the same thing for this pastor. And we stage church services, vigils. Every single time he's forced to go to the court, we will worship or pray on the steps of the court. His lawyer came with him. He thanked the people for being there as supporters on the ground of the court. And 30 days later, for that, he was arrested for a breach, and he was kidnapped, literally taken from the probation office. They were waiting like gangsters for him when he was, scheduled to come and see his probation officer, taken to prison, and he's being kept hostage right now in prison for over a month. So we started to do church services outside of prison, and behold, officers came this Sunday, and I told them, we demand an investigation of this facility, because the same place where I was kept in metal cages, solitary confinement, concrete cells without water and food in the province of Alberta under the leadership of the Conservative Party is being done to him. Why am I telling you this story? Well, first of all, it's our brother that is in trouble. He is a husband. I married them last year. They have a little baby, Elijah. And why this is important? Because Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America, is coming in just a few days. Where? To Calgary, Alberta, to Kananaskis for the G7 summit. So I think that he deserves to know how crooked the Conservative Party is, what they are doing, what the Muslim minister of so-called justice is doing to Christians. We are facing an open prosecution and persecution in the province of Alberta. But they are very clever, Dave, very clever, because they know how to talk. Danielle Smith, Premier of Alberta, flies to United States every month right now, talking to different ministers, talking to Congress people, talking to the, Trump's administration. She is pretending that she is for the people, that she is for oil. She's pretending that she is this, Trump of Alberta. But the truth is, we are being hunted down at every corner. Dave, I just had a meeting with the police, and I was grilled for 3.5 hours, Dave. 3.5 hours I was grilled. You know what the questions were? It will be a shocker to your listeners. They were asking me about my trip to Mar-a-Lago, what you were doing there. They are asking me about you, my American friends. They were asking about General Flynn. They are asking about, the people that I meet on a regular basis, the good, amazing American patriots, because they're scared of you. They are scared of Donald Trump, the president. They're scared of his administration. They're scared of the MAGA movement. Our church is right outside of the American consulate. So our church, where we feed thousands of people, is right outside of American consulate. We got Muslims coming on a regular basis, screaming bloody murder, kill America, death to the USA. And we have Muslims coming, yelling death to Israel from the river to the sea. We've got everyone. But do you know, I received documents here from City Hall, from Colleen Sinclair, she's a city lawyer, telling me that if I go as a Christian in front of City Hall, like everybody else, to peacefully protest what they're doing, I will be arrested again, and everyone with me will be arrested as well. This is what is happening. Everyone can protest, everyone can do whatever they want, but if you are a Christian in the province of Alberta, you will be hunted down and you will be prosecuted. Today, 2 p.m., today, I have to appear before the court with my lawyers. So I don't know what is going to happen, but it's a crazy time. And I believe that American brothers and sisters deserve to know what's happening for a number of reasons. First of all, know what's going on. Second, pray for us and support our fight, because without the support, we will not survive this. And it's in your best interest to help those that are fighting to survive, because again, just like President of the United States of America, Donald Trump is saying that I am in their way. In other words, if people like me, if people like Derek Reimer and others, people like you that are fighting, we are in the trenches. If they will remove people like us, guess what will happen? They will go after you. They will go after your children. They will go after your grandchildren. We must unite and we must fight. And also, we must understand that good man never bows before a wicked man. That's why the title of the book that I wrote in prison, in solitary confinement, that had to be smuggled by my lawyers out of prison, is called Lions Do Not Bow. Why? Because good men has to stand up against the evil, has to speak, and we have to do something. Everyone can do something. And also we have to understand that we are lions and lionesses from the tribe of Judah, following Jesus Christ, our great lion. What that means? That means we have already won. The enemy just doesn't know it yet. So I don't want you to come out of this interview thinking, oh my God, this is crazy. There is no hope. No, quite ordinary. God is exposing evil. Your riots in the United States are for a purpose. God is allowing you to see how evil and treacherous those politicians are, that they don't have your best interest in mind, that they are here to hurt you and to destroy you. God is allowing you to see the darkness. Why? So your light can come in and overpower the wickedness.
Amen. And if they go after pastors in Canada for sticking up for children, it goes back to the children. If we can't stand up for children, I don't know what we can stand up for. And as you said, lions have to surround themselves with lions, because if we don't take action now, it's going to be over. God, the light wins, but he's testing us right now. Are we going to take action? Are we going to be like David and pick up the stone? I'll let you have the last 40 seconds.
Yeah, Hitler, Stalin, all those totalitarian regimes, the wannabe pharaohs, as I call them, they always have the same modus operandi. The one that owns, controls the children, controls the future. And you're absolutely right. Everything is about the future. Everything is about the children and our grandchildren. If we will not stand for them, we are useless as a church. If we will not be able to defend the most precious, the children, the ones that cannot defend themselves, we are good for nothing. So we must be the salt of the earth, and we must be the fire that God is sending, and that's exactly what you're doing. So thank you, and God bless America.
God bless, and God bless Canada. Artur Pawlowski,